How's it going, guys? My name is RighteousNicky and welcome to another Master Overmind game. Now, I must say, I've been having some pretty big losing streaks those past 2 days. Probably from my last 12 games I lost 9 and I've won 3 or something. Basically what you see there, I was like 2000 points. Now I'm around like 600, so that's a bit demotivating for me. So that really sucks. But this game in particular, I really wanted to show this game, so I'm really pumped up to throw you around what is happening here. Oops. And I'm going to be playing on Brax's Holdout. Our ban is going to be Artanis. That's a pretty decent ban, especially if our first pick is going to be Gul'dan, which is an excellent wave clearer for this map. A semi-counter to Gul'dan is Artanis because it removes the potential for Gul'dan to be sitting in one place so much life draining because Artanis can pull him back. So that's a really nice ban for himself. Sylvanas is going to be the ban for their team, which is a decent ban for this map. Gul'dan is going to be secured, which is awesome. Now we have a highlighted Zujin in min 02. Now 02 is my go-to pick for almost any game, if possible. But I felt an urge to play something else this game in particular. They're going to pick Diabo here. Diabo also has a very nice clear potential for the Swarm, but it's generally one of the better tanks as well, so that's a pretty good pick. Ragnaros, of course. Ragnaros, they actually can combo Ragnaros plus Diabo pretty hard, and he wants to play Zujin. So here I'm going to be thinking about it a little, and I really wanted to play this thing from quite a while, and I'm just going to walk Medivh. Now Medivh actually has a lot of combo potential with Zujin. You can shoot him, allowing him to do maximum amount of DPS when he's low on HP. You can shoot him when his Dingo finishes, and you can also provide him the mobility that Zujin doesn't have with the portals, so he can actually survive. Of course, now Medivh, this is the first game I actually play Medivh in ranked. I've practiced him in a lot of brawls, in a lot of quick matches, till I get him to level 5. But this is the first time I actually play him in a ranked game. And my idea was actually that I want to go Medivh on the top lane solo for the start. Now, it's actually a bit dangerous because Medivh is usually a team player, not a solo player. But if you played Medivh enough, you would know that if you play good with his Q, you can actually bring a lot of damage. So teammates are going to pick a healer and a tank, which is pretty nice. They actually went for Tychus because they thought that we might go a double tank, which is pretty unlikely actually. But still, Tychus is a pretty solid pick in general. Rhaegar as well, giving the potential for the Bloodlust Diabo combo. They can even get a Troll there, to be honest. But that's a bit too many melee, though they have attacks as arranged. So now, if you look at our team, you would think, well, who is going to go into the top lane on Brax's Holdout? Because you want Johanna to be a tank for the bottom lane and Uriel as a healer, so it's either me, Gul'dan, or Zujin. Now, usually I would say that Gul'dan is pretty good for the top lane, but generally I really wanted to try it as a solo Medivh top laner to see how it is, because I felt pretty confident, and they're going to pick last pick Medivh, Keltas, and let's see how this is going to go. And yes, I am really going top. So I actually played one more game after this one. Like yesterday, actually today, not the day I recorded this video. This video was recorded like 1 week ago. But today I played one game versus Medivh on the same map, and I was solo top versus a Rexxar. Now Rexxar proved to be a very difficult opponent as a Medivh. It was actually pretty easy for me to get stacks on my Q on level 7 versus Rexer because I could hit both the Bear and Rexer. But in general, if he micromanaged his Bear correctly, I would have never been able to kill his Bear. Now I'm going to be playing versus Ragnaros. Generally, what you wanna do with Medivh in a solo situation is always throw your Q at the opponent so you can get that reduced cooldown and mana cost. If you don't know how Medivh's Q work, basically it's a 7-second cooldown spell. But if you hit a hero, its cooldown is reduced by 5 and its mana costed is refreshed to you. So, our teammates are dying quite a lot, and I'm getting poked by the meteor as well. The hammer's AoE range is pretty annoying. I'm trying to be annoying, but yet not very aggressive, because Ragnaros is pretty scary in general. Though I have a lot of survival mechanics as well, so that's why I'm being a bit more aggressive. So you wanna be queuing as much as possible and hitting the hero. Now, if you're a solo top lane, you cannot just queue the hero and leave the lane to be pushed. As you can see, he's doing a pretty good job pushing the lane. What is the best thing for you to do is actually try to position your boat between the wave and the hero, so you not only hit the hero but you also cleave the wave. Now that's a bit more difficult to do because you cannot always have the hero and the wave on the same line of skill shot, but as you can see I throwed one there so the wave can be a bit more pushed. Also you can actually collect the globals in Raven form, so that's a pretty nice thing for you to abuse. Now, of course, versus Ragnaros at the moment and just in general, I cannot outpush him because he actually has health sustained from his Q. So no matter how much damage I put out to him, he's going to heal it up while I cannot heal it up myself. So in general, he's going to push me out, especially if I'm getting hit by his spells. Now I'm going to leave the lane, get heal back to full. I'm going to go back to Ragnaros. Now, as you can imagine, this is my first ranked game as Medivh, and this is the first time I'm actually playing 1 versus 1 with Medivh versus Ragnaros. So I'm really trying to figure out what is the best way to approach him here as a Medivh. So I figured out that I can walk out his lava explosion that he puts out to him, and I can forbid him of him to use his Q while my shield is up. So I block out 2 of his main abilities. But when it comes to the comment, I really need to improve my sidestepping of it. And if I do that, I'll be in a more superior position. As you can see, I'm managing to put out pretty nice damage this time. He's focusing on the waves there, which is pretty okay. But I'm going to use my tower ammunition to clear out those wave minions that were left. Now, one good thing here is that I can check on the point with my Raven form. So if there was someone in the bush, I cannot get ganked, which is pretty good for Medivh. The bad thing is that as a Medivh, your pressure is very slowly build up. So even if you manage to outzone, like say, anyone, not even Ragnaros, but any hero, which is possible if you micromanage good enough, it's going to be a very slow process. So in general, as a Medivh, you're going to be on a losing side on this lane. So you expect that your team is going to be doing good on the bottom. And as you would imagine, we have 2 DPS on the bottom, which actually provide a lot of pressure, and they're actually been even pushing the fort, even down the fort. So that's pretty good news for me, because if I just sit here and soak the lane, and my team just gets 3 kills and siege damage, then I'm doing okay. I'm also doing my quest for my Q at the moment, the level 7 Master's Touch. Basically, this quest requires you to land 30 times your Q without dying. When this happens, the cooldown reduction of your Q is going to be reduced by 6 seconds, not by 5, which is going to make it a 1 second cooldown, which is going to give you well, 100% more damage if you manage to land your Q, and not only that, but your Q's damage is also increased by 75. So your Q is going to become a very dangerous weapon once you complete this quest. As you can see, I'm already on 14 stacks. Now, they have a Tychus here coming to poke me. I don't know why. I mean, they probably want to get a free kill or something, but generally as a Medivh I can survive pretty nice. Now, I'm getting a bit beaten here, but if I keep my distance and help my teammates, I'll be just fine. I'm going to poke Diablo a bit. Actually, if you have the Master's Touch quest and you haven't completed it, don't do like me and try to poke on so little HP, because you might slip up. You might just get hit by something or someone, and someone can go behind you and one-shot you, and you can lose all your 17 stacks. And I'm playing very aggressive here with my HP pool, and I wouldn't suggest you to do that in general. I mainly am playing this aggressive because I know my the other 4 teammates of my team are doing pretty well as a group. So I'm pretty confident that that there is not going to be any other pressure than Ragnaros on me. And since my team are quite dying there on the top, I guess 5 men were on the top. Rexer is sneaking around here, Keltas as well. Now for the other talents that I've picked from Medivh to this level, on level 1 I picked the improved portal talent, which allows me to put the 2 portals wherever I desire. Usually with Medivh, your portal is going to be a single lane between you and the destination you put it, if you don't spec into this talent, which summons the portal faster, but in most of the cases you wouldn't want to put the portal on yourself, because that position might not always be the best position for you to put the portal. I mean, that also forces you to go next to a teammate, so you can put the portal closer to him instead of clicking the portal next to the teammate and then choosing a position, second position. Now I'm going to use my line seal. I always like this ultimate with Medivh better than the polymorph, because it's kind of a 0-2 ulti, a bit not as effective as a 0-2 ulti, because its duration is a bit less, but still a very nice 2-2 to get your teammates a bit more coordinated in a better position to try to combo something. I think it's a very nice ulti, and it has a pretty decent cooldown, like around 60 to 70 seconds or something, which is pretty nice as well. The polymorph is actually also a more cooldown ultimate, but in general I'd probably pick polymorph versus a heavy melee team, which there are actually. But in general, most people actually know how to counter the polymorph pretty easily. And I feel like the lane line seal is such more of a surprise ultimate that is also still pretty valuable, even after their team knows you have it. Because freezing some opponents, like stunning them, is such a valuable thing to have that I pick it mostly all the time. Oh, Diablo went for the Flame Braid, which is pretty interesting. I mean, it provides more wave clear, but yeah, Lava Wave coming down. I put up the portal there for Zujin, but our team is doing pretty well. I'm going to send my ultimate. Now, you usually don't want to do that. Send your ultimate from that far of a range, especially if you know that the enemy team is going to see that clearly and can easily dodge it. And now I'm trying to get my last axe on Diablo, which is actually, again, pretty dangerous, because if Diablo gets a very nice angle or position, he can actually toss me to the fort and kill me with a Keltas combo or something. So I'm playing still pretty aggressive, because I feel like we have the upper hand here, and I'm being aggressive as well as my team. I just got my 30th stack here. I'm going to have my quest completed. Ragnaros is going, and they're going to use Bloodlust. I'm shooting a Zujin as much as I can, but I don't have any mana. Zujin is gonna die, unfortunately. Okie dokie. So this is the point where actually you want a team fight most of the time. You're not going to be 1 versus 1 with Medivh anyone at all in general. Though the Master's Touch actually gives you a lot of 1 versus 1 potential, much more than the early game. still you want to be using at this point, at the level 10 point, you can actually be a very huge team fight member, especially with the lane line seal. Now, level 13, usually I would choose between one of the portal upgrades. Ooh, that comet. Oh, he went into stasis. Usually, most of the time I go for the cooldown reduction of the portal, because sometime if I fuck up the portal, I want to have another portal ready to go sooner. Well, I'm going to go very aggressive there into the low HP targets. I'm going for it. Going to almost kill Tychus, but I'm going to lane ICO because I was in a bad spot. I'm going to finish the Ragnaros. Diablo just rotating everywhere with that Breath Lava Wave coming here. But Zujin is going to sneak past it. Did manage to kill Ragnaros, which is going to be a very nice advantage for capping the points here. Guden has the bottom one. Also, this is the level 1 talent. No, this is the level 4 talent, which gives you an active ability on your Raven form. Basically, this ability allows you to activate like a global, not a global, but a bigger area to reveal around you. So it's something like a far side, but you don't reveal invisible units. As well as your passive Raven form, Fog of War reveal is increased by a bit as well, which is pretty helpful because the original Raven form view is a bit small. I actually went for the increased range of the portals here, not the reduced cooldown. I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention. Most of the time I actually go for the 50 cent, not 50 cent, the 50% cooldown reduction of the portal, but I think in this case I went for the extra range. Basically you can put the portal on a much longer distance. I don't know, I feel like with a range team this could be a bit more helpful, a heavy range team. Alright, we have the level advantage here, which is pretty nice. We're going to be pushing the top here. I'm pretty comfortable with 30 stacks here, and I'm going to be blocking as much as I can. They're providing a lot of poke. They're already wasting very core abilities here without even the Zerg coming close. Diablo even wasting the ult on the smaller Zerg pack. Holy shit. Well, they did clear a lot of the Zerg there, so. Alright, Tazdingo is actually getting a lot of damage on the bottom. I'm trying to shoot him as best as I can. I have my lane ICO. I put up a portal there. I don't know why. Basically, I felt like Zujin is not in the best spot, and he did use it, so there's a fighting going on there, lava wave going on. Actually, I think I used my Wayne layer line CO there, but didn't seem to be that effective. I felt just like I wanted to give my team some breathing space because everything was getting a bit too chaotic. Going to put a portal. They're not going to use the portal. It really sucks. But yeah, I'm going to be providing some poke here. As you can see, the damage output with the Master's Touch here is going to finally scare out the Rhaegar. This is actually one drawback of the level 1 portal talent, that you can put the portals at any given position, because not only that it slows your putting of the portals, like it requires me to do 2 clicks, which whenever I do them, the first point of the portal might be already in a bad spot for the running teammate. So this is a bit of a background for the first talent. But in general, it's up to you for which level 1 talent you want to go. The first portal upgrade is also a nice one, where you increase the portal duration by 50%. But general, I feel like this talent in particular gives you a lot more choice when it comes to very crucial moments. Now, Uriel is going to get engaged here. I'm going to go with the lane line seal because I want to get Uriel to a safer spot. Uriel still being around here. Zujin is taking a lot of damage there as well from the Phoenix. But this is going pretty well for us. At the moment, we're going to get Diablo there. Rhaegar is going to get feared. Rhaegar seems also in a very bad spot. KT is also low. I went for the level 16 heal on shoot talent. I'm going to shoot Uriel. Basically, 50% of the damage taken by the shield target is going to get returned as health. This is probably the only healing talent you're going to have as a Medivh, which is actually pretty strong, especially if the opponents don't control their damage. Oh, Oreo is going to get deleted. I actually used my shield very early on the Zujin there because I wasn't sure that he was going to use the Dingo there, which obviously he did. I mean, I wasn't sure that he was going to time it before he died. That's why I put the shield there. But it was a pretty even trade here. We actually got one more. I'm just going to be sneaking around here with Medivh, trying to review their movements. But anyway, the other level 60 talents you can choose here are give a massive shield around the shoot target, which means that if you shoot someone and their allied teammates near that one, they're also going to get the shoot. Now, this talent is a bit better when you're playing with a heavy melee team, in my opinion. So you can get more shoots to more people. But it's generally pretty hard to actually execute, in my opinion. I feel like the heal is much more valuable. I'm going to throw a shoot there. Is going to be very nice for Johanna. I'm going to throw the lane line seal. Actually was pretty bad, but I did manage to get Rhaegar and Diablo. He's going to get Ghoul down a bit closer to do damage. They're going to go Bloodless. Oh boy. I'm throwing some pretty decent damage. They're going to shoot the Johanna. But we actually have one more alive here, which is pretty nice for us. I'm going to put that one portal in case my team needs to back from their team, but their team decided to back it off. They probably went for the camp there, or someone retreated. We have Rhaegar here. I'm going to be able to reveal him, but Oreo decided to engage there a bit early without any actually good damage there, so she kind of fucked up the potential kill on Rhaegar there, but that's not that big of a deal. We're going to be able to secure another Zerg Swarm and this camp. The other talent on level 16 I wanted to talk about is we're actually going to start the boss, which is a pretty good idea because they're going to have pressure on Zerg and on Mercs, and we already have the boss on 50%. The only bad thing about here is that I don't have my ley line seal, so I cannot stop their team, but they're already late to the party. I'm going to dismount Tychus, so he's late as well. I'm going to shield Johanna. She's actually engaging. Going to put a portal here if my team wanted to get a better position. The last level 16 talent shield is actually a talent that increases the duration of the shield itself. Now this is generally an upgrade to duration to the shield talent. Generally I think if the opponents are smart, they're not going to be just wasting damage on the shield target anyway. So I'm going to be able to catch Keltas there. Just going to get deleted. Ragnaros is actually doing a lot of damage there. Zujin thankfully is going to go to the Zdingo. I'm going to have a shield prepared there, but I was stunned. Thankfully Uriel had him in stasis as well. Zujin is getting pretty well there. Diablo is also engaging there on the Uriel. This is a very dangerous spot for our team. Uriel is going to get deleted. I'm going to help the Zdingo there. The Zdingo though, I think he doesn't know how to use the portal. What the fuck was that? Wow. I mean, the problem was that he clicked on the portal and then he clicked away, thinking that the portal was instantly going to probably teleport him, but there's actually a bit of a cast time there. Oh, I'm going to get deleted there. I got a bit greedy there poking the Diablo. But still, we have the boss. It pushed the fort, so we're going to have a Merc pressure as well. I went for the Medivh cheats. I think this is probably one of the better talents. I haven't really tested the other talents. I only tested the Guardian on Tirisfal, which allows your Q to one-shot minion waves and catapults, which is, your Q is already strong if you go for the Medivh cheats talent. So I don't think that is a necessary talent in general. Otherwise, I haven't tested the mana return and the invisibility talent. I think the invisibility talent might be very nice, but I think you actually need to have a bit more coordinated teams to use this invisibility. The Medivh cheats increases the duration of your stasis effect and actually allows you to control your wave a bit better, so you might get even more targets frozen. So I think that's a pretty nice upgrade. Now, their team is actually going to try to be a bit aggressive there. Actually, I have no idea how we lost our bottom 4 there, to be honest. I wasn't paying attention. We have Horrify ready from Gul'dan. I see them here. As a Medivh, you actually want to try to get engages with your lane line seal, especially if you go with that ulti. But if you want to do that, you need to know that your team is close. So I see a Rhaegar here. I don't see any other of his teammates. I see Diablo. I'm thinking from which angle is going to be best to engage. Johannes takes some damage. This is a pretty good one. I'm going to... Oops, not the best change of direction, but I have them in a stuck position. The Horrify is going to go down. Rhaegar is going to go down. Ragnaros is pretty well going to finish him. Going to put the shield on Tazdingo. He's actually healing himself pretty well already with his upgrade. And we're just going to delete 3 people there. And ooh, Tychus even wall as well. I mean, at this point we can just finish the game probably. We should go to the top side. Only a Diablo defending isn't going to be a problem at all. I actually decided to go cap the point here because as a Medivh actually I cannot deal a lot of siege damage. I mean, I can throw my Q once, but that is going to be it. And I really want to have this backup swarm in case everything goes wrong, which is pretty unlikely, but just in case. We would have a 100% Zerg swarm coming in this way if anything fucks up. I'm just playing it safely this last few moments and we're just going to secure this game. Nice. I hope I showed talents. I mean, I explained my talents, but generally I just don't save the talents because when I finish the game I just stop the recording and I so much times I forget to show talents. Yeah, I don't think I show in this game in particular. MVP is going to be Gul'dan, which is pretty nice. I'm not going to be even in the MVP section, but yeah, I'm going to go a bit war there, but nerd war. But what I was thinking in my head is the Batman. I'm the hero that this team needs but doesn't deserve or something. I don't know. Anyway, I'm not going to be able to show you guys the talents, unfortunately, because when you're in the mentality of climbing and farming a lot of games in a day, you just want to do it as fast as possible. And yeah, I just have a habit to just stop recording this current video and start recording the next one. The video footage, not the video itself that I'm doing now. So I just keep the talents. If I know the video is going to be 100% sure, I'm going to be showing it, then I try to do my best to show talents, but I'm fucking it up, sorry, but yeah, you're going to have to deal with it. So this is going to be an Overmind Medivh game, guys. I'm proud that I managed to show you on Medivh. I know you guys wanted it, and I like playing Medivh. Like, I'm not forcing myself to play something I don't like. He's a very, well, I wouldn't say very difficult hero, but he's very situational hero. The hardest part is actually timing your portals correctly, to be honest, and actually maximizing your Q damage output, and also maybe landing that lane line seal correctly. But in general, I'd suggest you to check out Medivh, try him out. Actually, he is actually a very picked hero by some players, not every player, but some players that know Medivh's strength can actually use him to a very big potential and can carry games very nicely with him. And I hope I can do the same way in the future as well. So that is going to be everything from me from today, guys. So thank you for watching, and until next time, stay righteous. Generally, I did try to just go for Tanis and Ragnaros didn't want to fight. And so, yeah, again, Ragnaros is going to go into the multicore. Nice lava wave, though. Whoa, Ragnaros taking 2 kills there in an instant. We are defending from the golem, so that's pretty nice. But their team got annihilated. They're like noobs, to be honest.